I feel for a lot of your fights in your career, you felt discounted and, Holloway's going to beat him or Islam's going to wrestle him and all this sort of stuff. But now, after the 2 losses, coming back from the time away, does it kind of feel more than ever like, people, not in a negative way, but they're just really hoping you don't lose at this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, you know what I mean? And it's easy. I'm always, I love being the underdog, right? I'm always like trying to find ways to, see people saying things so I could use it as fuel. And I don't need to do that, right? Like everyone has every right to think that. I'm coming off, they talk about the age thing and then coming off a big break, coming off 2 KO losses. So, everyone has every right to think that, and I'm going to change their mind this weekend. So it's that's all it is. So it's weird. It's because I am, a lot of people are doubting me. But like usually I'll be like, a bit spiteful about it, if that makes sense. But now I'm like going, yeah, I get why you think that, but I'm going to show you. So it's still, I still have that, something to prove, but I'm not angry about it, if that makes sense. So it's like, I've got to prove it. I'm going to prove it to myself and I'm going to prove it to the world.
I saw some...
Diego, right here. Obviously, the big story of this fight week has been like your rapid rise to the top. It wasn't that long ago that you were making your debut on short notice. And you even said in that countdown piece, it was like, you might not know who I am now, but you will soon. So I guess how's fight week been knowing that you're only a few days away from fighting for this belt on a rapid rise to the title?
A história da semana é a tua ascensão rápida aqui, né? Como tudo aconteceu tão rápido, desde aquela luta de última hora. E até tem um negócio no countdown falando que você dizendo que todo mundo ia saber quem você é. Como é que tem sido essa semana da luta, visto esse curto tempo que você teve para chegar até aqui?
I think it's the crazy journey for this time, right? But I worked too much. This week is the most important for my life because I have my whole team here with me. The energy for the tournament for the team is so great. I feel amazing.
Last year you were fighting very frequently between fights. You had, fought June, fought September. Even before that, you fought at 300, and you've had a bit of time off now. So physically, how are you feeling after being able to take some time off after such a busy 2024?
No, my physique is amazing. This training camp is so long, 3 months. The training camp. I have everything for this camp. My body is healthy. No injuries. Nothing. Only a good shape.
Was it hard to get the mindset back to go, hey, it's still impressive to dominate a division the way you have?
I mean, look, obviously it stung straight after it, but play on, man. It just adds to the story. I'm going to get that rematch. Don't worry. I'm going to do my business this weekend, and I'll get that rematch, and then it's just going to add to the story. You know what I mean? It was a close one. Do we think we did enough? Yeah. Was it a robbery? No. It was a very, very close fight. I know that, but I showed you guys and I showed everyone that, I definitely wasn't going to get ragdolled like everyone thought. I ended up on top and really put it on him. But the next one, I'll take that win, and it's just going to add to the story.
Last thing for me, and you kind of touched on it there. I mean, a win here obviously would be huge. I know you were impressed with Ilia Topuria. I mean, do you want to continue to defend this belt? Or
I wasn't that impressed. Yous were. But, I mean, I'm glad that everyone's impressed because, again, that'll just hype up a future fight. Just, but I've got a more of a threat in front of me this weekend, so I'm going to pay attention to that. If Ilia wants that smoke, it's going to be good because I know he will talk that trash, which is fun, and punching people in the face that talk trash is so much better.
Alex, just going off that, why exactly weren't you impressed with Ilia? What did you see that we perhaps didn't see in that fight?
Well, mate, I can't give too much away, right? I think, I think a lot of people could probably touch on some of the things, but put it this way. People don't look like that when I'm in front of them.
You mentioned there about the people talking trash. I'm assuming you weren't that impressed with his prediction that he would beat you in the first round, should you mean?
Yeah.
Do you think about that? Do you want to take him into those rounds, or do you want to get this fight finished?
No, I finished this fight. There's no go to the distance.
And what's next for you? Do you think that with a win over him that you can get another title shot?
The next for me is take the big win Saturday night, big knockout, big submission. Ask UFC for the next for me. UFC say, okay, you need one more fight. Okay, I'm taking one more fight. You need it. Okay, stay city for for the next shot for the title. Okay, I'm stay sit for the next time for the title.
What did you learn about yourself in that fight with Volkanovski?
Oh, I have a lot of confidence in myself now. Because I learned too much in this fight. I think Volk teach me a lot of things in this fight. I'm fixing many things after this fight too. Is now I have more confidence in myself.
How are you
And there's-
staying on top? What's different in you than it is with other guys who are physically talented?
Yeah, well, man, I think it's just that, the passion for the sport, and the mindset. Like finding, for me, it's pretty easy. It's not hard for me to find a way to be motivated. Well, no, I don't need to be motivated. It's discipline. You know what I mean? People talk about, people want to listen to music. People want to do all this fancy shit to get motivated. I don't need that. I've got discipline. I'm going to turn up anyway. But I'm passionate about what I do. I always find a way. I always switch some things in there to get me hyped up. Especially for this one. I told myself, this guy's dangerous. Whether I... like I literally made it as if, man, this bloke's going to maybe knock you out. You know what I mean? Like I literally, whether I did that so I would turn up in the gym, whether I'm that clever with that shit, I don't know. But I mean, it was like that. It literally was. I was like sitting there, oh yeah, shit, all right, let's get to work. No mucking about. Take this serious. And I did, 100%. And that's why you see me get better. But I mean, I said it all week. Like I'm in these sessions, doing training sessions, and I am... Like I say, I'm passionate. Like, you got to see me in there. Like, we're breaking down techniques, and I could talk about it for hours. I got Joe yelling at me. He's like, get out, man. I've got to lock up the doors. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, because I'm just talking about details, and I get right into it. That's how passionate I am about it. Now, there's not many people at the top that have been at the top for 3.5 years, as you said, that are more passionate than a few years ago. I guarantee I'm more passionate now than I was before. I love this game. I'm proud of where I am, and I'm proud of what I do, and I'm very happy I do this, and I'm privileged. This is a privilege to do something that I love and make money from it.
On the other side of
I told you yesterday, anyone, anytime, anywhere. I'm ready to fight every time. No problem. Eu creio que com o que acaba de suceder nas últimas 48 horas, eu creio que necesito um pouco mais de respeito a mi nombre ahora, ¿no? Entonces, eu creio que estou listo para tomar uma pelea contra qualquer de top 5.
I think with everything that happened in the last 48 hours, I think people need to put some respect on my name. I think I'm ready to fight anyone in the top 5.
Very nice. You had like 3 hours to prepare for it. So, how did the fight play out versus your expectations? And was Dan maybe even tougher than you expected to be stepping in so late?
O sea, tuviste 3 horas básicamente para preparar la pelea. ¿Cómo fue la pelea en relación a tus expectativas cuando subiste de eso? Porque y Denigue, ¿fue más peligroso y más duro de que lo esperabas?
Pues definitivamente, ¿no? Nosotros estábamos preparados para pelear com alguém que era grappler, não? Alguém que tinha as mãos pesadas, pero não na mesma potência que tinha Dan Ige, não? Então, quando nos disseram que a pelea ia ser com Dan Ige, a primeira coisa que me coach isso foi agarrar o telefone, mirar as peleas de Dan Ige e tratar de fazer plano de pelea pues, em menos de 2 horas, não? Que é o que tínhamos. Então, sabíamos que era muito perigoso, tivemos que pelear completamente diferente do que estamos acostumados nos outros, porque sabíamos do peligro que apresentava Dan Ige.
Of course, I mean, it was a big change. I think that we're fighting a guy who's an amazing grappler that also has got a heavy hand, but not as heavy as the guy that we were put on to fight. We're talking about a guy who's explosive, who's aggressive, who can knock you out. So what did my coaches do? Within those 2-3 hours, they basically started watching all of his fights, and they started taking care of that plan. So they started planning for that. This is what we did. We had to plan for a different way to fight a fighter that has different features than the other one that we had before, and we're able to put that plan in within 3 hours.
And then last
Pretty
week,
incredible.
You've obviously, we spoke about it before the fight, and I'm sure it's going to keep coming up, but you've achieved so much, you've beaten so many legends of the sport already, but to become a 2-time undisputed featherweight champion, you said this would be the biggest achievement of your career. Now you sit up there, you said it hasn't soaked in, but to actually sit there and be like, wow, I am champion of the world again. How do you feel?
Yeah, good. I mean, it was funny. Before I went out, I was saying, I promised, I'd do my walk around the mat while I'm warming up. And I always say, there's no way that they're taking this away from my family. This is what I'd say, like, when I had the belt. And I'm like, and I sort of said that at the start today, like while I was walking around. I was like, I promised my girls I'll bring the belt back. And then I'm like, it's not about bringing the belt back. Like I even said it in there. I go, well, it's not about bringing the belt back. It's about overcoming this adversity, these 2 losses, the break I had. A lot of people are going to think I'm done. 36 years old. That is more important. Me, showing my kids, what you could be capable of when people are counting you out. And I said to you all week, everyone has every right to count me out. Coming off 2 losses, big break, 36 years old, young, hungry, dangerous guy. And I told you, like, hey, I'm the guy to, you can definitely think that. You've got every right until I change your mind. Hopefully I changed your mind. And, I think there's more of a message in all of that than just taking the belt back to the family.
Alex over here. You talked about the amount of damage that Diego could take, but, Dan Ige said that he's never faced anyone that hits as hard as Diego, that the power just felt different. For Feather, it was more of like a thudding power. So when you were in there, like we can see a little bit on your face, but like how did the power?
More than a little bit, yeah. I guess so. I mean, he puts it all in, right? He really commits to his shots. That's why, you can land on him too, you can capitalize on that. But if he lands on you, he's, you know what I mean, when someone holds a pad and be like, yeah, just give it a crack, like he's doing that every time he's swinging. So it's going to hurt, right? He's going to have some weight behind it. But, he done, I got a few stitches, a couple of stitches here, like in my mouth. So he's done a great job. But at the same time, he's got a freaking hard head. My hands, especially in that first round, like some of the ground and pound, I'm like, man, I can finish this fight. But, took it well. Hurt my
Right.
hand straight away.
There were a couple of...
Talking about that journey, obviously there was the setback on the Contender Series, going back to the regionals, get a couple of wins, come back to the UFC on short notice, face Movsar. If someone back then had said, you're going to fight for a title in just a couple of years, would you have believed them?
Falando dessa jornada ainda voltando lá no Container, né? Que você sofreu aquele revés, voltou para lutar no circuito regional, aí entrou de última hora. Se alguém te dissesse lá atrás que você estaria lutando pelo título, você acreditaria?
Acho que depois das 2 derrotas que eu tive consecutivas, definitivamente não. Acho que ninguém acreditava em mim, nem como posso falar, nem as pessoas acho que mais próximas a mim podia ter um dia estar imaginando isso, né? Mas eu sempre acreditei em mim mesmo, acreditei no meu empresário, no meu irmão Alessandro. Teve momentos que eu estava desanimado ali, mas eles me empurraram para chegar até onde eu estou agora.
I think after back-to-back losses, I definitely didn't imagine it, and honestly, I don't think anyone believed in me at that point. But, thankfully, I listened to my manager, I listened to my brother Alessandro, and, just kind of kept motivating myself to keep moving forward.
I love this position.
Do you see a bit of yourself in him? Because, he made his debut on short notice against Movsar. He took that fight against Ige on a couple hours' notice. He flew all the way to Abu Dhabi just to weigh in as a backup like you did. And now he wanted to get back in earlier after the Ortega fight. Do you see a sense of, how you came up, kind of mirrored how he got this shot?
Yeah, well, for sure. Like, I think he did everything right. That's what you want opportunities, to come your way. That's the way you do it. Like, people are going to be like, oh, risk. Yeah, it is risk. But, there's big opportunities when you take risks. That's why I guess he's always ready, always in good shape, just so we can take these opportunities. And look where it's got him. There's a lot of people that are sort of in his position, as in could be next. And he was a guy the UFC wanted because he did everything right. So, I can see a lot of that. He'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. So, full respect to him.
And you got your title shot after beating Aldo in Brazil. Obviously, you beat up Yair. So you beat up a Brazilian legend. You fought a Mexican legend. Now you're fighting a guy that represents both countries. So I guess how's the fan reception been that you're fighting a guy that both of these countries kind of claim?
Well, yeah, fine. There's no malice. I think everyone loves us both. Everyone's got a lot of respect for him, a lot of respect for me, and I haven't heard much at all. To be quite honest. So it's good.
And what do you make of where Volkanovski is at this point in his career? Because I think he was the champion when you debuted, but where do you think he is in terms of his career now?
Onde você acha que o Volkanovski está agora em termos da carreira dele? Porque ele era o campeão quando você estreou, né?
Sim, eu acho que ele vai tentar pegar essa última corrida, né? Vai tentar aproveitar isso. Ele tomou também um ano de descanso, então acho que ele vai vir na melhor forma possível para tentar recuperar o título e tentar ser 2 vezes campeão, né? Mas a gente está aqui.
I think he's going to try to take advantage of this last run for the title. You know, he took some time off, and I believe he's going to come in his best shape to try to win the belt back and be the champion again.